Saturday morning hit faster than I was ready for. One second I'm cramming vocab at my kitchen table, the next I'm sitting in the school gym taking the test that was supposed to decide my whole life. I'd been grinding for months. Practice tests stacked everywhere. Coffee stains on my notes. Pages ripped from overuse, all of it. This was my one shot. The proctor called out the dreaded 10 minutes left warning, and the gym went dead silent again. I was filling in a bubble when I noticed my girlfriend sitting 3 rows ahead. Maya, hair tied back in that stressed out bun she always did. I gave her a tiny smile and went back to my test. Then the gym doors slammed open. Everyone looked up. ID was the principal. Maya's dad. No words. Just eyes locked on me, marching straight down the aisle. I froze. No way this is about me. I didn't do anything. Before I could even react, he yanked my answer sheet off my desk and ripped it in half, clean, dead center. The paper floated to the floor while 30 kids stared, mouths wide open. The whole gym was frozen. You're done, he said flat, cold. I opened my mouth, but nothing came out. The proctor just stood there, frozen, clipboard dangling like she'd lost her brain. Every single person in the room was staring at me. Maya twisted around in her seat, pale as paper. What did I do? I finally whispered, quieter than I meant. You know exactly what you did, he snapped. Compromising the integrity of this exam, he pointed at the door. Out. I didn't do anything. Out. Now, my legs felt like jelly as I stood. The ripped halves of my test sat at my feet. Months of grinding gone. Trash on a gym floor. I looked at Maya, hoping for something, anything, but her dad stepped right between us. Eyes on your test, Maya. She flinched, gripping her pencil so hard her knuckles went white. I grabbed my backpack and walked toward the exit. Every step echoed. Behind me, pencils started scribbling again, like nothing had happened. Like I hadn't just been erased. Door clicked shut behind me. I stood in the hallway alone, staring at the trophy case. My phone buzzed a text from Maya. I'm so sorry. I shoved it in my pocket and went outside. The morning looked way too normal. Bright. Cars lined the street. Parents waiting to pick up their kids. I leaned against the brick wall by the entrance, trying to process the chaos that had just hit. He'd been icy toward me since Maya and I started dating 6 months ago, but this wasn't passive-aggressive. This was calculated. The door opened again. Tyler, a junior, stepped out, eyes wide. Dude, what the hell just happened? No clue, I said. He literally destroyed your test. Everyone saw it, Tyler said, glancing back. He didn't even explain. He said I was compromising the exam. By breathing? 2 girls from my chem class came out, whispering. One looked at me, then quickly looked away. Word was already spreading. By lunch, everyone would know. Tyler shifted. My mum's a lawyer. You want me to ask her about this? I don't even know anymore. He can't just do that, man. Then the door opened again. Maya stepped out, test booklet in hand. Her dad, arms crossed, was a hawk behind her. I have to finish, she whispered. But we're fixing this. How? I don't know yet. Just trust me. He barked her name. She squeezed my hand once and went back inside. Door shut. Tyler exhaled. This is gonna blow up. By lunch, the cafeteria felt weird. Conversations stopped when I walked past. People stared, then looked away. I grabbed a bag of chips I didn't even want and sat by the windows, away from everyone. 3 minutes later, Tyler plopped down across from me. Everyone's talking, he said. Like everyone, awesome, I muttered. No, I mean people are mad. Half the senior class saw it. Jenna Ramirez? She was right behind you. She's telling everyone your answer sheet was clean. No notes. Nothing. He just wrecked your test for no reason. I opened the chip bag. Crunch way too loud. Doesn't matter, I said. He's the principal. It does matter, Tyler said. He pulled out his phone and showed me a group chat. I wasn't even in. Messages flying. That was messed up. He can't do that. We all saw it. People saw, Tyler said. They're not dropping this. The cafeteria doors swung open. Chloe walked in with 2 friends, scanning the room, eyes landing on me instantly. Then her dad appeared behind her, shoulders squared, scanning like he was some kind of hawk looking for mistakes. She turned away and sat on the opposite side. Her friends whispered to each other and sneaked glances my way. Tyler caught my stare. Man, he's been glued to her all day. Won't even let her breathe. He thinks I'm gonna ruin her life, I muttered. Tyler shook his head. Dude, you've got a 4.0 and work 2 jobs. What's his deal? I didn't answer because I already knew. Mrs. Kelly Patterson leaned back in her chair, tapping her pen on her legal pad like she was lining her thoughts up. Okay, she said finally. First thing, you didn't do anything wrong. I exhaled, not realizing I'd been holding my breath. Second, she continued, what he did. Way out of bounds. Ripping up a standardized test? In front of witnesses? No investigation? That's not how any of this works. She shook her head like she couldn't believe it. So, what happens now? I asked, feeling my stomach twist. Tyler hovered nearby, pretending not to listen, but I knew he was soaking it in. Now, she said, turning her laptop toward me, we document everything. Names, times, statements. And then, we make noise. Noise how? District level noise, she said. I steady. And if they try to bury it, state level. My stomach flipped. That sounds intense. It is, she said calmly. But you don't mess with a kid's future and expect silence. Tyler grinned like she'd just said the best thing he'd ever heard. Mrs. Patterson flipped to a fresh page. You said there were witnesses? Yeah, tons. Jenna Ramirez. A whole row of seniors. The proctor. Good, she said. And your girlfriend? I hesitated. Yeah, but her dad already went through her phone. He threatened her. Her expression tightened. That's important. Very important. She slid the pad closer. I want you to write down everything you remember. Even the small stuff. Exact words. Who was where. Times. Everything. I dug into my pocket and pulled out Chloe's paper, handing it to her. She read it slowly, eyebrows lifting. When she finished, she looked up. This is solid. She was smart to do this. She's scared, I said. He told her he'd ruin her college chances. Mrs. Patterson closed the laptop. He can't. And if he even tries now, it's only going to make things worse for him. Tyler let out a low, impressed, damn, here's the plan, she said. Tomorrow morning, I'm contacting the district. Not to accuse yet, just to ask for clarification. That forces them to open a record. A record of what? Of why a principal removed a student from a federally administered exam, she said. They'll want answers, and if he lies? I asked, heart hammering. She smiled, no humor in it. Then he lies on record. When I left their house, the sun was already dipping low. I walked slow, phone buzzing every few steps. Jenna, if you need me to say what I saw, I will. Chloe, my brother says don't back down. He regrets it. Unknown number, everyone's talking about what he did. You're not alone. I stopped on the sidewalk and stared at the screen. For the first time all day, I didn't feel small. I felt angry. At home, Mum was sitting at the kitchen table, mug of tea untouched. She looked up the second I walked in. Your school called, she said. My heart dropped. Already? The district, she corrected. They asked if I knew about an incident involving you. I dropped my backpack, and I told them I did. That we'd be speaking soon. I told her everything. Jim, the paper, Chloe, the threat. She didn't interrupt. When I finished, she reached across the table, squeezed my hand. I'm proud of you for not losing it in there. I didn't feel proud, I admitted. I felt stupid. You weren't stupid, she said. Shocked. There's a difference. My phone buzzed again. Chloe, he knows you talked to a lawyer. I typed back instantly. How? Seconds passed. Chloe, he saw Tyler's mum's name on my phone before I deleted it. My chest tightened. Are you okay? Another pause. Chloe, I'm grounded. Phone taken after this. But listen, he's scared. That stopped me. Scared of what? I typed. 3 dots appeared, then vanished. Then one last message came. Chloe, of losing control. The screen went dark. I sat there staring. Knowing one thing for sure, this wasn't over. Not even close. Jenna slid the notebook toward me. Pages filled. Names. Dates. Short paragraphs in different handwritings. We figured, Chloe said, if we wait for adults to fix this, nothing happens. So we started ourselves. I flipped through the notebook she'd passed me. Every page felt heavier than the last, like each word was a punch to the gut. I don't want this to turn into some mob thing, I said. I just want my sat back. Logan snorted. Bro, that's not up to you anymore. He made it public when he shredded your test. Chloe nodded. This isn't just about you. You're just the first one who didn't disappear. That hit harder than I expected. Tyler checked his phone, scrolling fast. My mum says once this many people are involved, the district's legal team starts sweating. They hate patterns. So, what's the plan? I asked, trying to steady my voice. Jenna leaned forward, elbows on her knees. Tomorrow morning, a bunch of us walk into the counseling office. Individually. Same day. Same issue. Ask how to file formal complaints. Won't that freak them out? I asked. That's the point, Logan said flatly. The room went quiet for a second. All eyes on me. Chloe leaned closer. This only works if you don't back out. No pressure. But if you do this, we're doing it with you. I thought about Maya, about her dad's hand on her shoulder, the way he'd frozen my answer sheet in half. I'm in, I said. A few people smiled. Someone muttered, bet. Tyler just nodded like he already knew I would. That night, I barely slept. My phone stayed face down on my desk, buzzing every few minutes with another screenshot, a message, or someone saying. I saw it too. I started a folder on my laptop called Sad Incident and dumped everything in there. Like it might vanish if I didn't. Around midnight, a new email pinged from district@schools.org subject, request for information. My chest dropped. They wanted a written account. By morning, I typed until my fingers cramped, rereading every word, every detail, trying to make it perfect. The next day, the counseling office was chaos. Students pretending to ask about schedules, but everyone knew why they were really there. When it was my turn, the counselor looked exhausted before I even sat down. Yes, she said, flat. We're aware. Good, I said, heart thudding. Because I'm filing a complaint. She paused. Just okay. No pushback. No arguing. That scared me more than if she'd said no. By fourth period. The principal wasn't anywhere in sight. By lunch. Rumors spread that the superintendent was back on campus. By the end of the day. Maya texted me from a burner number. Chloe, he's furious. Me? At who? Chloe, everyone. Especially you. Me, are you safe? Chloe, yeah, but he knows. He's losing control. That night, Mrs. Kelly Patterson called. They received the complaint, she said. And the witness statements. How many? She paused. 14. I swallowed. They're offering you a retest, she continued. Different site. Different proctor. Full investigation pending. That's good, right? It's a start, she said. But listen carefully. If you take the retest, they'll try to spin it as a misunderstanding, not misconduct. So what do I do? That's your call, she said. Retake the test and move on. Or keep pushing and risk making enemies. I stared at the wall, heart pounding. Outside my window, a car slowed. Then stopped. Headlights on. I didn't recognize it. My phone buzzed. Unknown. We need to talk. This doesn't have to get worse. I didn't reply, because for the first time since Saturday morning, I wasn't scared of it getting worse. I was scared of letting it go. Dates. Times. What we saw. That's how Jenna explained it, tapping her notebook. Some of us were in the gym during your test. Others saw him coming at you way before that. I looked around the circle. Familiar faces. Some I barely knew. All watching me like this actually mattered. Why are you doing this? I asked. Not mean, just honestly confused. The room went quiet. Then Chloe spoke. Because it could have been any of us, she said. And if we don't stand up now, he's just going to keep doing it. No one argued. One by one, they handed me their statements. Typed, handwritten, messy, crossed out and rewritten. But each one described something real, something they saw him do that crossed a line. Threats, accusations, quiet punishments that never made it into the records. By the time I left the library, my backpack felt heavier than it ever had. 12 statements. And a list of 3 more people who'd said they'd write something if needed. I snapped a photo of the stack and texted Mrs. Kelly Patterson. She replied in under a minute, this changes everything. Meet me tomorrow morning before school. That night, I sat at my desk and read everything. Twice, Jenna's account of the SAT matched Maya's almost word for word. Same timing, same phrases, same moment when the proctor froze and did nothing. Mr. Brennan's letter basically said I'd never once been flagged for cheating, not even suspected. Mrs. Dyer's character reference was almost too much to read. How dedicated I was, how honest, how she trusted me completely. Then there were Chloe's brother's emails. Same tone, same accusations, same outcome. Pattern. My phone buzzed. Maya, are you okay? I typed back, getting there. 3 dots appeared, then vanished. Another message came through. Maya, I'm not allowed to see you anymore. He's watching everything I do. My chest tightened. I typed, I know. But I'm not stopping. I meant what I said. I waited. Nothing. Then, Maya, he's coming. I have to go. The dots vanished. I set my phone down and stared at the papers spread across my desk. 12 witness statements. 3 letters. 1 complaint draft. It still didn't feel like enough, but it was way more than yesterday. I opened my laptop and started writing my own account. Every detail. Every word he'd said. The sound of my paper ripping. The way the whole room froze. By the time I finished, it was past midnight. My eyes burned. I saved the document, backed it up twice, then just sat there for a second, for the first time since all this started. I let myself think, maybe this actually goes somewhere. Mrs. Kelly Patterson met me in the school parking lot at 7:30 the next morning. Leaning against her car, travel mug in one hand, my folder in the other, she waved me over before I even shut off my engine. I read everything, she said. This is solid. We're filing today. Today? I asked, heart skipping. The longer we wait, the more time he has to spin the story. She handed me 3 stapled pages. The formal complaint, I skimmed it. Timeline. Witnesses. Pattern of behavior. My name was there, but so were others. Chloe's brother. Logan's friend from 2 years ago. A girl named Rachel who'd been suspended for plagiarism she didn't commit. This wasn't just about me anymore. What if they retaliate? I asked. They won't, she said, sipping her coffee. Not publicly. But he will. Be ready. I signed the complaint in my car, knee for a desk. She slid it into a manila envelope and drove off before first period even started. The hallways felt different. That morning, people stared longer, whispered louder. A junior I didn't even know stopped me at my locker. Is it true you're going after the principal? I'm filing a complaint, I said. He nodded like I'd just confirmed something obvious. Good. Someone should have done it years ago. Third period. The intercom crackled. The principal's voice came through. Calm. Smooth. All students and staff. Please report to the gymnasium for a mandatory assembly. Classes are suspended until further notice. Mrs. Diaz looked up, jaw tight. Around me, chairs scraped. Students exchanged looks. Tyler leaned over. This is about you. We walked to the gym in silence. The bleachers filled fast. Rows and rows of students packed together. Teachers lined the walls. The principal stood at center court, hands clasped behind his back, waiting until everyone sat. I want to talk to you about integrity, he began. About honesty, about upholding the values this school was built on. His voice carried. Calm, confident. He didn't look at me, didn't single me out, but every word hit my chest like a fist. Recently, there have been allegations, he continued, pacing slowly, accusations made against staff. Against this administration, against the standards we work hard to maintain. A murmur ran through the crowd. I believe in transparency, he said. So I want to address those allegations directly. Someone behind me whispered, is he for real? Academic dishonesty is not new, he said. And when we catch it, we act. My hands curled into fists, because in that moment, I knew exactly what he was doing, and I also knew he'd just made the biggest mistake of his career. We don't tolerate cheating. We don't tolerate shortcuts. And we don't tolerate students who think the rules don't apply to them. The words hit the gym like a slap. Jenna Ramirez turned in her seat to rows ahead of me, eyes huge, like, are you hearing this right? I kept my face blank, jaw tight, hands folded in my lap. But inside, my heart was going absolutely feral. Some of you may have heard rumors, he kept pacing, stories about students being unfairly targeted. About tests being voided without cause. He paused, letting it sink in. I want to be clear. Every action this administration has taken has been in service of protecting the integrity of this school. The word integrity felt like a joke. If a student is caught compromising an exam, we respond. If a student is found in violation of our code of conduct, we respond. That is our job. That's when Logan stood up, clear on the other side of the gym. Tall, shoulders back. Zero hesitation. The principal stopped mid-step and looked straight at him. You got something to say, son? Yeah, Logan said. Loud. Calm. What about the students you accused who didn't do anything wrong? You could have heard a pin drop. Teachers along the walls stiffened. Someone near me sucked in a breath. My stomach flipped. The principal's expression didn't change. Not even a twitch. If you have a concern, he said evenly, you're welcome to schedule a meeting with me during office hours. This is not the time or place. Then when is? Logan shot back. Because it kinda seems like you only want to talk when it's on your terms. A few people clapped. Not a lot but enough. The principal raised one hand. The sound died instantly. Sit down, he said. His voice didn't get louder, but it got heavier. Like he was dropping it right on Logan's chest. Logan hesitated. Just a second, then he sat. The principal turned back to the crowd like nothing had happened. I understand emotions are running high, he said. I understand some of you feel upset, but this school operates on trust. When that trust is broken, there are consequences. And those consequences are not negotiable. He let that hang there, thick, ugly, then he nodded toward the teachers. That's all. Return to your classes. The bleachers exploded into motion. Sneakers squeaking. Voices overlapping. Everyone moving at once. I stayed seated until most of the gym cleared out. My legs felt weird, like they forgot how walking worked. Tyler caught up with me near the exit. That was a threat, he muttered. I know, I said. He didn't even try to deny it. By lunch. The assembly was literally all anyone was talking about. The cafeteria felt like a conspiracy bunker. People leaned in close, whispering like the walls had ears. A girl from my English class stopped me by the vending machines. I barely knew her name. My sister, she said quietly, got accused of cheating 3 years ago. Same thing. Principal made her retake a whole semester of exams. Even after she proved she didn't do it, my chest tightened. She dropped out, the girl added. Couldn't deal with it anymore. Got her GED. I didn't know what to say. So I just nodded. She walked off, and I stood there staring at the vending machine like it had personally betrayed me until someone tapped my shoulder. Chloe, she held up her phone. Check the group chat. I pulled my phone out and opened the thread. Tyler had started 2 days ago. ID had exploded. 37 people, most of them total strangers. The newest message was from a sophomore named Ethan. He just called my parents, told them I was associating with a disruptive influence and that it could affect my academic standing. Another message popped up. Rachel, same here. My mum got a call an hour ago. Chloe scrawled. There are like 8 more, she said. He's calling parents, sending emails, pulling people into his office. He's trying to scare everyone into backing off. Is it working? I asked. She looked at me like I'd just asked if the sky was blue. No, she said. It's making people mad. Tyler showed up, face red, jaw clenched. My mum just got a call, he said. He told her I'm involving myself in stuff that doesn't concern me and that she should reconsider letting me do extracurriculars. Can he even do that? Chloe asked. Not legally, Tyler said, but he can make life miserable. I leaned back against the wall, my brain going a mile a minute. The complaint had been filed that morning, and already he was swinging back, trying to isolate me by picking off everyone who stood next to me. Calculated, petty, terrified. We need to tell Mrs. Kelly Patterson, I said. Tyler was already typing. On it, by the end of the day, the group chat somehow got even bigger. For every person who left, 2 more joined. A senior named Brandon dropped a screenshot of an email the principal sent his parents, calling him disruptive despite a spotless attendance record. Olivia posted a voicemail her mum got. The principal's voice, all smooth and fake concerned, casually suggesting Olivia's recent behavior might affect her college recommendations. It was a pattern, clear as day. He wasn't just defending himself anymore. He was attacking. Jenna posted, he can threaten all he wants. I'm not deleting my statement, Logan replied. Same. Let him try. Chloe added, my brother's emails are already with the district. He can't erase those. I stared at my phone, watching the messages stack up, one after another, and that's when it hit me. He'd miscalculated. Badly. He thought fear would shut us up. Instead, he reminded everyone exactly why we were doing this in the first place. He really thought fear would scatter us. Like, if he leaned hard enough, people would fold and disappear. Instead, it turned into something else entirely: anger. Solidarity, this shared. Nah, we're not letting him get away with this energy. Mrs. Kelly Patterson texted me right before dinner. District received the complaint. They're opening an investigation. Expect a call tomorrow. I read it twice just to make sure my brain wasn't messing with me. Then handed my phone to my mum. She read it, blinked, then set the dish towel down and pulled me into a hug so tight I almost dropped the phone. I'm proud of you, she said. That night? 0 sleep. None. I kept replaying the assembly over and over, the principal's voice echoing in the gym, the way he locked eyes with Logan when he stood up. I thought about Maya and that last text before she went dark. I thought about the 37 people in the group chat, all the ones who could have bailed but didn't. My phone buzzed at 11:30. Unknown number, this is Rachel. I just wanted to say thank you. I never thought anyone would call him out for what he did to me. I'm really glad you're doing this. I saved her number and typed back, thank you for speaking up. That mattered. Another buzz. Brandon. He pulled me into his office after school. Tried to get me to say I made stuff up in my statement. I didn't. Just thought you should know. Then Olivia. Same here. He's going through the list trying to flip people. Don't let it get to you. I set my phone down and stared at the ceiling. Heart pounding. The investigation had barely started, and he was already panicking, scrambling to shut it down before it got bigger than him. But every move he made just exposed him more. The harder he pushed, the worse it looked. Wednesday morning, the district investigator showed up. I didn't see her come in, but the rumors moved faster than we fi. A woman in a grey suit, leather briefcase, walking through the main office like she owned the place. By second period. Everyone knew exactly why she was there. Mrs. Kelly Patterson found me between classes and pulled me aside. They're interviewing witnesses today, she said quietly. If they call you down, answer honestly. Don't embellish. Don't hold back. What if he's in the room? I asked. He won't be. District policy. He's not allowed anywhere near the investigation. That should have made me feel better. I didn't. The principal had spent the last 2 days dragging students into his office, one by one, trying to pressure them into taking back statements. Some cracked. Others walked straight out and blew it up in the group chat. The pressure was non-stop. You could see it getting to people. Tyler got called out of third period. He came back 20 minutes later, pale but solid. She asked about the assembly. He said, about the calls to parents. I told her everything. Did she believe you? I think so. She took notes the whole time. He glanced down the hallway. She's talking to Logan next. By lunch, half the group chat had been interviewed. The investigator was moving fast, pulling kids in alphabetical order, when my name came over the intercom. The cafeteria went quiet for half a second. I grabbed my bag and headed for the main office. Ignoring the looks, the whispers, the oh damn stares, Miss Caldwell met me in a small conference room near the counseling office. She was younger than I expected, mid-30s, maybe with sharp eyes and this calm, steady vibe that said she'd seen way worse than high school drama. Have a seat, she said, motioning to the chair across from her. I'm Miss Caldwell. I'm here to gather information about the complaint filed against the principal. Everything you say is confidential, and you won't face consequences for being honest. Understood? I nodded. She clicked her pen. Let's start with the SAT. Walk me through what happened that day. So I did, the proctor hesitating. The principal walking in. The way he grabbed my answer sheet and tore it in half like it was nothing. She didn't interrupt once. Just wrote, fast and precise. When I finished, she looked up. Did anyone else witness this? The entire testing room, I said. 30 students, maybe more. And did the proctor intervene? She tried. He told her to stay out of it. Miss Caldwell nodded, writing again. What happened after he left? The proctor voided my test. Said I'd have to retake it. She was shaking. Why? Miss Caldwell asked. Because she was scared of him. Another pause. Another page turned. I've reviewed the other statements, she said. Several describe a pattern: accusations of cheating, threats to academic standing, targeting students who speak up. Do you believe that's accurate? Yes. Why? Because I've seen it. And because people who don't even know me came forward saying he did the same thing to them. She closed the notebook and leaned back. This investigation could take weeks, she said. During that time, the principal will remain in his position. If you feel unsafe or experience retaliation, you need to report it immediately. Do you have a trusted adult you can go to? Mrs. Kelly Patterson. Good. She's a mandatory reporter. She'll escalate anything that needs it. Miss Caldwell stood and held out her hand. Thank you for your time. If I have follow-up questions, I'll reach out. I shook her hand and left. The hallway felt too bright, too loud, like everything was turned up one notch too high. I made it halfway to my locker before Chloe caught up with me. How'd it go? Fine, I said. She asked about the SAT, about the pattern. She's taking it seriously. Good. Chloe hesitated, then lowered her voice. I need to tell you something. We ducked into an empty classroom near the science wing. The lights were off, desks all crooked, like nobody had cared enough to line them up. Chloe locked the door behind us, then pulled out her phone. I need you to hear this, she said. She opened a voice memo. Mrs. Harris accidentally left her phone recording after class yesterday. She didn't even realize it until later. It picked up a conversation. My stomach already felt weird. She hit play. At first it was just muffled noise, footsteps, a chair scraping, a door shutting. Then his voice came through, sharp and clear, like he was standing right next to me. I don't care what the district says. That kid doesn't belong in honors classes, and you never should have let him in. My chest tightened. Another voice answered, quieter. Nervous. He earned his spot. His grades are solid. He's never caused trouble. He's a distraction, the principal snapped. He's turning students against the administration, and now we've got an investigator crawling through our records because of him. You want to explain to the superintendent why you vouched for someone who's compromised the integrity of this school? That's not fair, the other teacher said. He didn't do anything wrong. Fair? His voice jumped, sharp enough that I flinched, even though it was just audio. You think it's fair that I have to defend every decision I make because some kid with a grudge filed a complaint? You think it's fair my reputation's on the line because you didn't have the spine to say no? Silence, then a door opening, closing. The recording cut off. I just stared at the phone like it had personally betrayed him. Chloe's face was tight. Mrs. Harris sent this to me last night. She said she already forwarded it to the district. My brain finally caught up. He literally admitted it. Yeah. Who was the other teacher? Mr. Lewis. Honors history. I let out a breath I didn't realize I was holding. He's dead, professionally? Chloe said. Yeah, completely. The recording didn't stay quiet for long. Someone dropped it in the group chat before the final bell. Within an hour, it was everywhere: Instagram stories, Snapchat, even parents' Facebook groups. By dismissal, people were straight up refreshing their phones instead of packing their bags. By dinner time, the local news had picked it up. My mum showed me the article while we were eating. Principal under investigation. After audio surfaced, it didn't say my name. It didn't need to. This is getting big, my mum said softly. Are you okay? I stared at the screen. I honestly don't know. She reached across the table and squeezed my hand. You did the right thing. Don't forget that. Thursday morning, the principal didn't show. The vice principal came on the intercom, sounding way too rehearsed. The principal is attending to district business today. Classes will proceed as normal. Nobody bought that for even 1 second. Tyler texted me during second period. He's at the district office. My mum heard from someone on the board. They're grilling him. Chloe followed up. Parents are blowing up the superintendent's email. Like, nuclear level mad. By lunch, the group chat was chaos. Brandon posted a screenshot of an email his dad sent to the school board demanding the principal resign. Olivia shared a petition her mum started 300 signatures in under 2 hours. Jenna found me in the library and dropped into the chair across from me. My parents got a call from the district this morning, she said. What about? They asked if I was pressured to write my statement, and I told them the truth. Nobody made me do anything. She paused. They asked if I'd testify if this goes further. My stomach flipped. Are you going to? Yeah, she looked at me, dead serious. Are you? If it comes to that, I said. Yeah, Friday after school, Chloe texted me to meet her in the parking lot. When I got there, she was sitting in her car, engine off, staring at her phone like it was about to explode. What's wrong? I asked. She didn't look up. I wrote a statement. About what? She handed me her phone. 3 pages. Single-spaced. Brutal.it laid everything out: years of control, manipulation, quiet threats. How he told her she couldn't date me. How he warned her friends to stay away. How he made it clear that being around me was a risk. He threatened to expel people. I asked. Not straight up, she said. But he made it clear it could affect records, recommendations, futures. She took the phone back. I should have said something sooner. You're saying it now. Yeah. She started the car. I'm filing it tonight. Her statement hit the district office Saturday morning. By Monday, the superintendent called an emergency school board meeting. Parents packed the district office standing room only. People were pissed. The news ran a follow-up story. This time with student quotes. Still no me, but Chloe's name was there. So were Logan's, Brandon's, Jenna's. The principal never came back to school that week, Tuesday morning. During third period, the superintendent showed up. No announcement. No warning. He walked through the front doors with 2 district officials and a security escort like they already knew how this ended. Tyler texted me, main office. Superintendent's here. I stayed in class. Mrs. Kelly Patterson had told me stay visible, stay predictable, don't put yourself in the middle, but the whole building felt different. Like something finally cracked, Chloe texted during fourth period, there in his office. Doors closed. 20 minutes later, he's packing. I stared at my phone, my hands shaking just a little, for the first time since this started. I let myself think it. He was done. Tyler's photo hit the group chat, blurry but perfect enough. The principal, Ty Luce, face red, carrying a cardboard box down the hallway. 2 district officials flanking him like bodyguards. By lunch. Everyone had seen it. I stepped into the cafeteria and felt it instantly. The buzz dimmed. Not silent, but quiet, like everyone was holding their breath. Chloe was at our usual table, phone face down, lunch untouched. I slid into the seat next to her. What happened? I asked. They walked him out, she said flatly. My mum called. Superintendent personally delivered the suspension letter. Suspension pending investigation. Basically, firing. They just need the paperwork. She stared at me, eyes red. It's over, is it? I asked. I don't know. But he's not coming back. The cafeteria erupted when the vice principal came on the intercom. Tables banged. Students cheered. Someone literally tossed a tray in the air. Even teachers, trying to calm everyone down, had this look on their faces, relief mixed with disbelief. Mrs. Kelly Patterson stood near the doorway, arms crossed, nodding slowly like she'd been waiting years for this moment. Tyler slid into the seat across from me. News vans out there. 3 of them. Interviewing parents in the parking lot. Did anyone talk to them? I asked. Brandon, Dad. Olivia's mum. They're not holding back, he said. Chloe jumped up. I need to go. Where? I asked. Anywhere but here. She grabbed her bag and disappeared down the hallway. I followed her. We ended up in the library, tucked in the back corner, where nobody ever came. She sat on the floor, back against the shelves, staring at the ceiling. I should feel better, she said. You don't? I don't know. Relief? Guilt? Anger? She pulled her knees up. He's my dad. He's awful and deserved this, but he's still my dad. You didn't do this to him. He did it to himself. I know, but it doesn't feel that way. She wiped her face. My mum called this morning, I said. He's been at home since they walked him out, just staring at the wall in his office. She doesn't know what to do. Do you want to go home? She asked. No, I want to stay here. Pretend this is normal for one more day. We stayed there until the bell rang. The hallway felt different when we stepped back out, students buzzing, but the energy was more tentative, less celebratory, more unsure. The principal was gone, but nobody knew what came next. That afternoon, the district sent an email. My mum showed it to me when I got home. Formal. Careful, but the meaning was clear. Principal placed on administrative. Leave pending investigation. Principal assumes leadership responsibilities. All. Student conduct and academic integrity. Matters reviewed by independent committee. And then one line made my chest tighten. Any students affected by irregularities in testing, administration should contact the district office to discuss remediation options. You, my mum said, looking at me. I know, I said. Are you going to call? I don't know. She set the phone down. You earned that scholarship. Don't let him take it from you. The next morning, I called the district office before school. A woman answered, transferred me immediately to Miss Caldwell, who picked up on the second ring. I got the email about remediation. I said, good, she replied. Pause. I was hoping you'd call. The district has reviewed your case. Given the circumstances, we're ready to reinstate your SAT registration and schedule a private retake. You'll have a neutral proctor, and the test will be at the district office to make sure there's zero interference. When? I asked. 2 weeks from Saturday, she said. That gives you time to prep. If you need accommodations or extra support, let me know. I don't. I just need to take the test, then we'll see you in 2 weeks. That night, the news ran a full segment on the investigation. Parents, students, a school board member, everyone looking uncomfortable on camera. My name wasn't mentioned, but Chloe, Logan, Brandon, and Jenna were. Footage of the school, the parking lot, even the empty principal's office flashed across screens. Messages blew up on my phone from cousins, old teachers, neighbors, everyone checking in, asking if I was okay. I shut it off and went to bed. The next 2 weeks were weird. School felt lighter, like someone had cracked a window open. Teachers smiled. Students lingered in hallways. Dr. Brooks, the vice principal, walked the halls every morning, checking in, asking how people were doing, but without making speeches or empty promises. Chloe and I ate lunch together every day. We never talked about her dad. I didn't ask. We talked about college apps, summer plans, everything, except the thing that had just blown up her family. I knew she was hurting, but I just stayed close. The Saturday of the retake, my mum drove me to the district office. The building was almost empty. Miss Caldwell met me in the lobby, led me to a small conference room on the second floor. The proctor was older, grey hair, kind eyes. He handed me the test booklet, explained the rules, and left. 20 minutes to spare. Done. I walked out into the hallway. My mum was waiting, holding 2 coffees. She handed me one without asking. "How'd it go?" she asked. "Good, I think." "You think?" "I won't know until the scores come back." She smiled. "You'll be fine." 4 weeks later, I opened the email in my bedroom alone. Hands shaking so hard I almost dropped my phone. The number stared back at me, bold and clear. I'd qualified for the scholarship, and just like that, it felt real. The nightmare was over. I had survived. I had won. And for the first time in months, I felt free. Full ride. 4 years. I didn't cry. I just sat there staring at the screen, letting it sink in, letting every second of the past months finally land. My mum knocked on my door. "Can I come in?" I handed her the phone. She read the email twice, then wrapped me in a hug so tight I could barely breathe. "I'm so proud of you," she whispered. The principal never came back. The investigation wrapped up 6 weeks after his suspension. The district released a statement, short, cold, but satisfying. The individual in question is no longer employed by the district. No drama, no excuses. Just gone. Chloe's mum filed for divorce a month later. Chloe moved in with her aunt across town and transferred to a different school for her senior year. We kept in touch, texts every night, weekend visits when we could swing it. It wasn't the same, but it was enough. The last time I saw the principal, it was at a gas station 3 months after everything collapsed. He was standing by the pump, smaller, older, shoulders slumped. Our eyes met for a second. For a heartbeat, I thought he might say something, but he just looked away and climbed back in his car. I didn't feel angry, didn't feel vindicated. I felt tired. That night, Chloe texted me. "Mum said he's moving out of state, taking a job at some private company." "Good," I typed back. "Are you okay?" "Yeah, I think so." The scholarship letter sat on my desk, pinned above my laptop like a trophy. I couldn't stop staring at. Every time I looked at it, I remembered the sound of that torn paper, my answer sheet ripped in half, the gasps in the room, the weight of the principal's stare. And then I remembered Chloe's smile, handing me my acceptance, her voice saying she was proud of me. He had tried to take everything and he had failed. The envelope arrived on a Thursday. I was in the kitchen making a sandwich when Chloe texted. "I'm outside." I opened the door. She was standing there, holding it in her hands. The university logo visible through the thin paper. "Figured you'd want to open this with someone who gets it," she said. I took it from her, turned it over twice, then ripped it open. The first line hit me like a punch. "Congratulations. Full acceptance. Scholarship confirmed." Chloe grabbed my arm, grinning. "I knew it. I knew you'd get in." My mum came downstairs, saw the letter in my hand, pressed her palm to her chest. She didn't say a word, just nodded, eyes shiny. "He didn't win," Chloe whispered. "He tried. And he didn't win." I folded the letter, slid it back into the envelope. "He never could have." Chloe stayed for dinner. We didn't talk about her dad or the investigation or the news coverage. We just ate, laughed, and planned for summer like normal teenagers. When she left, I walked her to her car. She hugged me tight, face pressed to my shoulder. "You're going to do amazing things," she said. "So are you," I told her. She pulled back, smiled that same bright smile she had when we first met. Before any of this started, I watched her drive off, then went back inside. The letter sat on the kitchen table next to my mum's coffee mug and the pile of mail she hadn't sorted yet. I picked it up, carried it to my room, and pinned it to the wall above my desk. He tried to break me. He failed. And now, I was free. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, hit like, and drop your favorite part in the comments. See you in the next one.